You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Ferris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris on this Free Flag Friday. How you doing, Dan?
Pretty darn good. You know, with these gale force winds that we got, flying a flag is just a great idea.
Yeah, it is.
Darn things fly themselves.
They kind of do fly themselves. Yeah, it's been kind of crazy here the last couple days.
And it's going to get a little nice to get through the weekend. We're going to be edging towards 70 again.
Oh, nice.
Next
yeah.
week. So a little bit.
Nice.
A little nice bit, so we got that going.
I'll get some outside work done after all.
Today happens to be, again, sometimes like, who comes up with these and how the heck do you even celebrate? I don't know. Happy National Fossil Day.
Fossil Day.
Huh.
It's Fossil Day.
Well, you celebrate with fossils, of course.
Maybe take your favorite paleontologist out for a drink or something.
Good.
And speaking of paleontologists, John and Heidi, and who isn't on Fossil Day?
I bet you're going to talk about a movie.
I think I might, because we haven't plugged it in a while.
We have not.
One of the finest paleontologists, played by John Barnes.
He did a good job.
Who looks strikingly like John's sister.
He doesn't look like my sister.
Plays a paleontologist extraordinaire in the classic multi-award winning film Deary Off the Wall.
It was a phenomenal movie, by the way.
We're all in it.
We are in it.
We're not making this up, unlike a lot of stuff John says. How do they access that film, John?
If they go to Amazon Prime, it's on there.
Okay.
And if you look at the rating on Amazon Prime, it's actually got a pretty good rating, but some of the comments on there are hilarious.
They are hilarious.
Yeah. I'm going to click on here.
It's an actual full-length film that we were involved in
a
couple years ago. And
it was brilliant.
Yes, but it basically stars, amongst others, a paleontologist.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
It's worth the price of admission, whatever that may be.
And I'm searching for it online. I don't see it.
Of course
That's
you
not
are.
good.
That's okay. While you're doing that, got some big-time birthdays today. Probably the funnest, if not cheesiest, James Bond 007 actor Roger Moore.
Okay. Cheesy.
When you stack up all the James Bond films, he just had a whole different bent to him.
Yeah.
And because he primarily went through the 70s, I think, into the 80s, just film in general was just kind of cheesier and weirder. And yeah.
I found Deary, by the way. I was spelling it wrong. I'm in the movie and I don't know how to spell it.
Wow, you're in the movie, but not in Mensa.
No, I'm not.
John Wayne, born this day.
Oh, love
Marion
John
Morrison.
Wayne.
From beautiful Winterset, Iowa.
Nice.
So many films. Can you off the top of your head what maybe
The Shootist.
Okay, The Shootist is on my
Love
list.
The
Top 3.
Shootist.
Top 3. Yeah, Opie was in that too.
Yeah. Little Opie
Cunningham.
Little Opie Cunningham, The Shootist. Got to go with True Grit, which he won the Oscar in, I think, 1969.
True Grit was great.
Love that. And El Dorado. Loved El Dorado too. So
Oh, yeah.
this was also a pretty cool Cadillac model.
It is.
Okay. Usher Terry Raymond IV is 44 today.
That's Usher?
That is Usher, and that is actually his real name.
His real name is Usher?
Usher is his, yes, it's Usher Terry Raymond IV.
Okay.
He is 44 today. Of course, lots of huge hits. Holy cow, he was just a teenager when he hit it big.
Yeah. He's also the one that discovered Justin Bieber.
That's a true story.
Yeah,
Unlike
he's
YouTube
the reason
or something.
He's huge, yeah.
Okay, all right. Including, and these are on my ringtone. They kind of rotate through. Lil Freak, Pop Your Collar,
Yeah.
Hot Toddy,
Oh, yeah.
and from 2004, a number 1 hit, and I've got a little dramatic reading, a little duet with Alicia Keys called My Boo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby, ooh, yeah. You gotta rock away to this one. You will always be my boo. Come on. See, I don't know about y'all, but I know about us, and uh-oh is the only way we know how to rock. It started when we were younger. My boo.
That's fantastic.
Hey, why don't you clap for
That is beautiful.
dramatic
you.
readings anymore, Heidi? It's like you're not encouraging him to do this anymore.
A little taste of Usher this morning. Woof!
No clapping from Heidi.
All right, historically,
Duly noted.
historically speaking, things that made this country great, probably. What are you kidding me? This was nuts. Imagine being Chuck Yeager. It's 1947. You're a test pilot.
Yeah.
And the brass says, hey, Chuck, you know what? Why don't you step inside this thing and give it a roll? U.S. Air Force test pilot this day, 1947, Chuck Yeager, flies the Bell X-1, an experimental aircraft. Chuck jacks that thing to 45,000 feet, throttles the throttle, hits Mach 1.07, becoming the first
Sonic boom.
human to break the sound barrier.
Wow.
Yeah, that's and there were people who were thinking that it would kill him if he did this.
That's what I mean. How would you like to be
They're like,
Chuck?
Yeah,
this-
you're the
we don't
guinea
know.
pig.
We don't know if you can do this or not.
Because if you're checking boxes, it's like unknown, unknown,
Everything's
unknown.
Yeah.
And Chuck just says, you know what?
I'll do it.
Let's roll.
hold my beer.
That is just amazing. Of course, these days, DC still does that nightly in concerts. So. It was 1982. U.S. President Ronald Reagan proclaims, in no uncertain terms, a war on drugs. And you look around now and you go, we're going to need more ammo.
Yeah, no doubt.
And in 2007, the E-Cable Network unleashes Kim, Chloe, Courtney, and their fam on an unsuspecting America with the premiere of
Things have never been the same.
Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I believe that is where we all just kind of started
It's
going
kind
the
of
wrong
where we
way.
went off the rails, isn't it?
We were there. We were just minding our own business. And then boom, right there. Boom.
Oh, my.
And then Bruce Jenner's what? Does this mean my Wheaties box is worth more or less now? So I know, and you know, we all know, and we can just jump ahead.
Gonna do that. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today, Dr. Kavisa Reddy, is with the VA, and we're going to talk about a thing called whole health. First of all, Dr. Reddy, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This is something that's near and dear to many, many people. When we're talking about veterans, those who gave so much for us, we want to make sure they're getting something good in return. And the VA is working really hard to make sure you're helping with their whole health. And let's talk about what the VA's whole health approach is.
Yeah, you are right. We feel very honored to take care of our veterans every day. And the whole health approach is really looking at the whole person. We are shifting from thinking about only what's the matter with you to thinking about what matters to you. So this approach empowers and equips people to live their life to the fullest and really think about their health and well-being.
And that's something that's important for everybody. But when it comes to veterans, there are things that they've experienced that the average person's never experienced. So this is really important for them, isn't it?
Absolutely. One of the great things about the whole health approach is the ability to meet and work with your fellow veterans. So you're really with people who have a shared experience, who understand what you have been through. And together, you can often set goals that you feel you can accomplish and are realistic.
I love that. So talking about goals, let's talk about how the VA is measuring the success of the whole health approach.
So we're very excited to say that we are looking at how much this approach is being used. And to date, we've seen over 900,000 veterans using the approach, which is 50% more than last year. We've seen a huge growth in the use of telehealth or virtual means to access the whole health approach. And I think what's most exciting to me is seeing veterans become more engaged around their own health, setting goals, feeling motivated, feeling activated. We've even seen a reduction in opiate use for chronic pain conditions and even the need for downstream pain procedures. So all of that is really exciting to see quality of life improving.
Absolutely. That is wonderful. So who is this whole health system available to? Who can access this? Who can use this system?
Well, the nice thing is that the whole health approach can be accessed by anyone. It's clearly for our veterans who can access it through the VA system. But because we have so many resources virtually, families, caregivers, VA employees, and even the public at large can access this. And you can go to va.gov/wholehealth, our internet site, to get started today.
And again, that's va.gov/wholehealth, WHOLEHEALTH. I'm going to throw a link to it as well to make it really, really easy to find. And let's talk here also about how a veteran would get started with this. Is this something they do through the VA? Do they go to that website? What is the first step for veterans who would like help with this?
Yeah, so the first step is definitely to go to that website because you can start to learn more today about the whole health approach. And you can ask your local providers at your VA about the whole health approach and how to get involved. It's really neat because you can create your own personal health plan. You are the driver of this plan, and you get to partner with your fellow veterans, trained health coaches, complementary instructors like acupuncturists, meditation, yoga, tai chi. You get to pick what works for you and your life and customize the plan.
I love that. And a lot of the time when you think of the VA and when you think of healthcare, you don't necessarily think of things like acupuncture and tai chi, but that's part of this whole health approach as well, isn't it?
It is. And the evidence is really good for using these types of approaches to complement your clinical care plan, especially when we look at things like sleep, chronic pain, stress, a lot of things that our veterans are dealing with day to day.
And the nice thing about that, I love the fact that it is very user-friendly because what works for you might not work for me, and what works for me might not be the best fit for you. So I love that every individual has kind of their own opportunity to look at what works best for them.
That's exactly right. It's personalized, and that's the way we really want healthcare to be.
And let's mention the website one more time. If somebody is looking for assistance and they'd like to know more about the whole health approach through the VA, where do they find this once again?
Great. So you would go to va.gov/wholehealth and check it out today.
Dr. Reddy, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Again, Dr. Kavisa Reddy, and the website, once again, is va.gov/wholehealth. That's WHOLEHEALTH, va.gov/wholehealth.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting.
Yeah.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this Free Flag Friday?
Love a good flag.
Oh, yeah.
Love a good
Always,
flag.
yep.
Oh, yeah, and nobody does it better. And I'm talking probably countrywide. I'm talking the entire United States of America.
Yeah.
Maximum Promotions.
They're good, and they're known all around the country.
They've been
They
been doing it for decades.
World
Mark
renowned.
Nelson and the crew. Yeah, if you see a really wicked-looking flag display, whatever, chances are Maximum
Yep,
Promotions
that's right.
had a hand in that. And every Friday, by the good graces of the crew of Maximum Promotions, we give away a flag, a 3-foot by 5-foot flag, complete with flagpole and the hardware you're going to need to get that bad boy set up. Congratulations this week to Brad Hawes.
There you go.
Yay.
Congratulations, Brad.
And feel free to step into Maximum Promotions because they do far more than just flags.
They
too.
do.
I mean,
They do.
Banners and
And they're
backdrops
great
and-
people, so you're going to want to stop in
Oh, yeah.
anyway.
yeah, and they are just south of the arena on West Avenue. They're hard to miss because they fly a gigantic American
I love
flag.
that flag. It is
cool.
stunning.
It's really peaceful to just watch that thing like
Yep.
on a day where there's a light breeze, just seeing it dance on the air there.
Good call, John. You're
It's
absolutely
really
right.
cool.
So
Really
beautiful.
Yeah. There you go. Be sure to just start staring at it while you're driving.
No, don't do that. Just pull over and watch it that way.
I'm sorry.
Much
Oh.
better.
I misunderstood.
Okay, well, that's just my personal preference. But hard to believe I keep Anderson's Collision Center in business.
We won't go there.
Oh, I think I've hit on something here.
Oh,
Things I usually hit on in my car. As you may or may not be aware, things I find interesting. Apparently, prices of some stuff has gone up in the past little while.
Yeah,
Anybody?
apparently. I've
They're
heard
ringing a
about
bell with
that.
anybody?
I haven't really noticed it myself.
Yeah.
The inflation thing is holy.
I don't even look at price tags. I just buy it.
Rocky. Real estate business went bonkers during the pandemic.
Yeah, it
Things
did.
went pretty crazy.
We were on both sides of that, which it was really good on the selling side. Not
Oh, yeah.
as good on the buying side.
Well, according to CNBC, along with surging home costs, and I think that's settling down a little bit now, but also increased rental prices.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it sure did.
According to apartmentlist.com and reported by myelisting.com, the cost of renting an apartment rose last year going into this year. The average across the country, 17.5%.
Yikes.
That's a heck of a chunk.
That is a
That's
good
a
jump,
big
man.
jump.
Heck of a chunk. It also says that this year, 2022, Minnesota and South Dakota have experienced some of the biggest increases in renters not being able to keep up with the rent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not being able to afford it.
So they actually released a list of states with the most renters behind in payments in 2022. And this really surprises me.
Oh.
Because when I look at our neck of the woods, our area of the woods, and I want to think just off the top of my head, the state of South Dakota, I think unemployment 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
not-
Sioux
it's
Falls
not
area,
real
it's like 2.5% maybe
Something
unemployment.
like that.
There's
So-
a lot of
Supposedly, but
jobs
there's
available.
a lot of jobs open.
There are a
so-
lot of jobs open. It was population versus need. I mean, it's been crazy for the past couple of years. It just has.
Yeah.
So the top 10 states, the ones furthest behind in renters, with renters being behind in their rent. Number 10 is New York at 19%, Louisiana 20, Kentucky 20, Arkansas 20, Delaware 20, Connecticut 21% of renters are behind, South Carolina 22, New Jersey 24, Alabama a quarter of the renters are behind in their rent. And the number one state late in rental payments is South Dakota.
Are you kidding?
Nationwide, we're number one at 26%.
We're number one.
I saw this and shook my head, so I reread the article again in the stats. I'm going, holy cow.
Yeah.
Because you would look, the overall picture, the state seems to be financially pretty healthy.
Yeah.
And everybody's working. But if you're sitting there and this is your job, this is your income, and all of a sudden you're hit with a 10, a 12, a 15, a 70%
Well, that's
rent
true.
increase.
I
Yeah.
suppose, because your
And-
income hasn't necessarily
Yes.
increased, but now
Yes.
your rent has.
Because
Well,
it's not just your rent either, it's your gas, it's
Yeah.
your food,
It's everything.
And there's more
everything.
people moving to the community, and so now there's more need for
And supply demand.
Yeah, exactly. So then when they raise the prices, that doesn't mean that you're going to be able to find something that still fits your price range.
Yeah, because I was kicking around, as you're well aware, a couple of months ago. My daughter, Sadie Hayes, lives in Florida.
Yeah.
So I'm going, you know what? I don't need to spend another winter,
Right.
not really. And about a month ago, I bounced down there for a week.
Yeah.
And I was looking around, kicking the tires on some rental properties. And it was just so frustrating.
Yeah.
There either was nothing available or there was something available, but it was government regulated stuff. And the prices were crazy. And it was like, wow, this is madness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I come back here and find this article. And South Dakota, number one. Not cool.
No, that's not a thing you want to be leading the nation in.
Not cool. But again, I know.
Especially when you see the other states that are joining you in the list. It's like there's a lot in common with those other states. And then
Yeah,
all of a
but
sudden there's us.
I think a lot of people, though, that they look at this and go, well, it's just property owners and whatever. They're just gouging the price. No. I know some really great, legit people who deal in rental properties.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just the cost of living, the cost of doing business, what the economy has done.
Yeah.
And they're just staying even.
And if their costs
know?
go up, then their rent has to go up. It's not up to
Wow.
them. Their costs all
That's
went up too.
insane.
Yeah. So again, I found that
Very interesting.
interesting, a little unsettling, but definitely
Yeah.
interesting.
I also found it interesting. 3 out of 3, it sounds like.
Wow.
Well, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
You guys have a fantastic, blessed weekend. I'll catch up with you on Monday.
We'll do it. It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Ferris.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, October 14th, 2022. Equity markets plunged on Thursday following hot inflation data. The September read of the Consumer Price Index came in hotter than expected at the headline and core levels, as the cost of housing and wages continue to rise. The data seals the deal in regard to the Fed's next move, which will be another 100 basis point interest rate hike, according to the CME's FedWatch tool. If the next PCE price index reading is hot as well, the FOMC could be forced to become even more aggressive. Technically speaking, the move hit a key support target of 3,500, which sparked a massive rebound that left the index up for the day. Earnings season gets into high gear today with reports from the big banks. Banks are expected to show the benefit of rising interest rates, but may scare the market if consumer and business banking results are weaker than expected. Rising interest rates help the spread upon which the banks made their money, but also cut into economic activity. You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.